Okay, today we're going to take a little look at MX Linux 19.2. This wasn't part of the plan. I wasn't actually planning to take a look at MX Linux, well, at least until they had a new release out. But it's been requested quite a lot now on sort of previous videos, so I thought I'll succumb to the pressure and I'll do a little quick video of it for you guys. I haven't actually checked it out since MX Linux 17. I didn't realise that until I just quickly scrolled back on my channel, which was part of the reason why I did decide to do the video, because I owe it a bit more of another look at. So we've installed it to a disk, and what we're going to quickly do is just show you what the main thing that I'm quite interested in taking a look at. We'll look at everything else as well, but the main thing I want to check out is this MX-Fluxbox. So it's included in the base install, and it works over the top of XFCE by the looks of things, and I just think it's going to be quite an interesting thing to look at. We'll do that towards the end though, because I'm going to have to do something with the screen so it captures it all correctly and stuff. So let's close that, and we've got the welcome screen here. So we're going to go through the welcome screen and do a few of the things that they've got there, mainly just the tweak panel though. So any MX Linux veterans out there will probably be quite used to this layout, but for me this is a bit unintuitive. So I always go for if I've got a panel there or on the top, the logical place for me to have the application launcher, which is Whisker on here, would be up there. So every now and then you might see me accidentally click that, and yeah, I'm not used to it. So we're going to change that so it's something more user friendly for me. Obviously if you've used MX for quite a while, you're going to be used to this layout anyway, but I'm not. So we're going to go for this. So your current panel settings have been backed up in a hidden folder called .restore. Okay, pretty handy. Right, so how do we get this all set up the way I want it to? So we have panel, display panel horizontally, display panel vertically, restore panel, button options. Can we change anything in here? Sorting order, none allow drag and drop, Windows behavior. Okay, that's fine. Right, so can we just, let's see what doing it vertically does, and we'll do it on the top. Will that change it better? There you go. So you got that there now, which feels a little bit better for me. I don't like the shadow on the unfocused window. It seems a bit large as well, so can we make it smaller without having to open the XFCE panel settings? Compositor, display, config options, and other. Enable single click on desktop, no thank you. Enable single click in Funa, again no thank you. Okay, I quite like this, it's got this all there and it saves me going through Funa and other settings. Okay, cool, we're going to apply that. And then we're going to go into the XFCE panel settings, and we're just going to make it a bit smaller because that's quite large. So the tagline of sort of MX Linux is that it's midweight. So I'm going to check what the RAM and stuff is sort of towards the end as well to see where it sits. So it doesn't claim to be lightweight, but it's not heavy either, it's middleweight. Okay, so let's make this whole thing a bit smaller. So we want it to be about 28. Actually no, 26 might be okay. Okay, that feels a bit better to me. Right, let's have a look around them. So let's close this all now. So there we go, I can actually move my mouse where I'd expect it to go and not accidentally turn off the computer or open this dialog there. Just little things like that do throw me off a bit. Okay, cool, so you have a little conky there with your time and your HDD, memory and CPU. You've got the logo on the wallpaper there. So what we're going to do is see if there's any updates to grab very quickly. So I do believe that's the update manager. It is, so this is the MX Updater View Upgrade Preview 4 upgrade. So it looks like we've got quite a bit to go. So we're going to do that now, and we've got some checkboxes here. So automatically answer yes to all prompts during upgrade. Automatically close window when upgrade is complete. Okay, we won't automatically press yes just in case something flashes up that we don't quite want. So it's going to open it in a terminal. You get the Y prompt. Obviously we could have turned that off so it does it automatically. So that's going to upgrade all those packages there, which is VLC and a few other things. Let me just see what else is there. Stop moving. No, we'll check it once it's done. So VLC, Linux headers. Okay, so it is doing quite a bit of an upgrade there. Right, we're going to minimize that then, and let's see what this thing actually comes installed with, because I don't actually remember. So obviously Conky Manager for your conkeys, the Conky toggle, so you can turn it on or off. Featherpad is your text editor, GTK hash in accessories. Midnight Commander, so does it come with M's? There you go, so it also has Midnight Commander, the terminal based file manager out of the box. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going in accessories. We won't look at everything though, because a lot of it we've probably seen before. Obviously Funar is your default files manager. You've got Guinea there, icon browser. So in games you have LB Breakout, Mahjong, Peggy and Swell Foop. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys actually play any of these games that come pre-installed in distros. So how's GIMP out of the box? That's pretty cool. Nomax, meh. Internet wise you have HexChat, Thunderbird, Transmission, Firefox and GNOME Triple P. Okay, so we've got a fair bit in multimedia, so I can see why it says Midweight, because there is quite a few programs actually installed out of the box here. We have XFBurn, VLC, Pulse Audio for your volume control, GuckView, GMPT, Clementine, Azunder CD Ripper and Aslam Mixer. So that was in, did we skip one? No we didn't. Yeah we did, no we didn't. Okay, so MX Tools, we'll have a look at some of these stuff that's MX Tools specific. So we have MX Cleanup, Let's have a look at this. Let me just see if that upgrade's done. That's done, so we can close that window now. So I guess this is going to clean up your cache and system files and stuff. There we go. So clear apt cache, empty trash, delete old logs. Okay, let's do that and see what that turns up for us. So we have just recovered 31 megabytes. It's quite a handy little tool actually, to be fair. Saves you going into the terminal, clearing your apps and stuff like that yourself. So we'll close that now. And let's go back into MX Tools and see what else they give us. So we have the Shroot Rescue Scan, CLI apt based package manager, So what does this actually do? Just open up apt in a terminal? Huh. So if you was a bit lazy and you didn't want to actually just write apt update, you could do that. We'll do it, we'll run through it. We have just updated, but let's see how this actually works. Okay, so upgrade 34 packages now. Ignore these packages for now. I do believe we just upgraded them now, haven't we? Let's see what that turns out for us. Okay, so we've got some more stuff there. So we have things like Conky, MX-Fluxbox, which is good that we're updating that because we're going to be taking a look at that. So let's press Y. And then let that do its business. It shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't have thought. Let's see what else is in MX Tools as well. So they have got quite a few little tools to make things a bit easier for people. I think I respect it. So we have Format USB Device, iDevice Mounter, Live USB Kernel Updater. Update the kernel on the live USB system. That's pretty cool. MX Boot Options, so I guess you can change the boot sequence and things like that. MX Boot Repair, so we could repair a boot. That's pretty cool. MX Cleanup, we've just checked. MX Codec Installer, let's give that a go. And let's just quickly quit this. So we are done now. So press Q again, and you're done. Okay, so this application allows you to install restricted codecs that permit advanced video and audio functions. In some jurisdictions, their distribution may be limited, so the user must meet local regulations. Okay, cool. Let's let that grab some codecs for us. It's now fixing missing dependencies. All done. That was very straightforward. Is there anything else in here I want to take a look at? MX Conky, I don't need to look at. MX Date and Time, nope. MX Live USB Maker. So they have a little USB maker as well, do they? They've got quite a few little tools, haven't they? So how does this work? So we can select an ISO and then does it use DD? Yes, you have the image mode, which is DD, or full featured mode, which is writable live USB. Okay, that's pretty cool as well. Right, let's keep moving. So in MX Tools, what else have we got? MX Snapshot, we'll have a look at that as well. We have a repo manager, MX Remaster CD, so live persistence and remastering tools, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's take a look at MX Snapshot. Okay, so Snapshot is a utility that creates a bootable image ISO of your working system that you can use for storage or distribution. You can continue working with undemanding applications while it's running. I like this, that's pretty cool as well. We won't do that while we're moving around though, because obviously it might slow things down a bit, but that will just create a snapshot ISO of your current system, I do believe. Free space should be efficient to hold the compressed data from root and home. If necessary, you can create more space, etc. Okay, that's pretty cool as well. They do have a lot of tools actually, to be fair, included to help people go. So MX Tools, what's MX Tools then? Right, okay, so there's quite a few things here. Is this just the sort of like a front GUI for all of this stuff? I do believe it looks a bit like that. Yeah, this is all of the stuff we've just been looking at. So what else is in here? System sounds, codec installer, No. Okay, cool. I do think this is very handy, to be fair, this MX Tools. I've not really looked too much into it, to be fair, so that's pretty cool. Is there anything else that we want to have a look at there? That should be the most of it, to be fair. Yeah. So Office-wise, you get the full LibreOffice suite. So I think this is based on Debian stable. So let's see what version of LibreOffice we've got. Let's just go into Writer for a moment. Go to Help and About. Okay, so it's version 6.1.5.2, so not the most recent, but then you wouldn't really expect it to be. Does it have dictionary installed out of the box? It does indeed. There you go. Right, let's have a look at what else we've got. So settings wise, it's just going to be XFCE stuff, system. Okay, cool. What we're going to do is check out what the theme is. So if we open up Appearance, so it's Greybird MX. So we have a Greybird Dark MX. It does come installed with Arc, the whole package. That's pretty cool. That's my preferred theme. Plain dark. Okay, so it comes with quite a few themes out of the box. What about icons? So we've got Mocha as well. Does it have Arc? No. So Mocha's pretty much just Arc anyway. They're kind of the same package almost. So what we're going to do then, let's try a few different themes out then. Let's go to Greybird Dark. Okay, that's not a bad colour scheme. Let's open up this. Okay, so that looks okay-ish. Let me go into Windows Manager Tweaks. Or is it Windows Manager Tweaks that I want? No, it's Windows Manager. And let's just make sure that the theme on here is the same. So if we go to Greybird Dark MX, there we go. So you get some nice little rounded corners there as well. That's not too bad, to be fair. Okay, we're going to leave it on that for now. Oh, Arc Dark Thick Border. Huh. Not too sure about that. Okay, we're going to leave it on that. And let's close this. Let's close this. And let's close this. Does it have HTOP installed out of the box? It does indeed. So we're currently using 734 megabytes. We have a 2 gig swap, but I didn't create a swap in the installer. So I think that might be picking up the swap from a different distro that we've got. I just mounted the swap there. Okay, let's close this window, unless it's a swap file, who knows. Is there anything else I want to have a look at before we get going with the MX-Fluxbox? So here's MX-Fluxbox. Hold on, where's it gone? Which we are going to have a look at. I just want to see if there's anything else. Lucky backups. We have a backup tool here that I'm not too familiar with. Okay, so we can add a task, call it whatever we want, blah 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 blah, and then we can add a source. Okay, so it's fairly straightforward. We have got nothing to add to it. And then a destination. What can you do destination wise? Is it just places? Yeah, it appears to be. Okay, fairly straightforward by the looks of it. Snapshots to keep, you can change that. Refresh, does it have scheduling? Create a duplicate task. Create a restore task. Okay, cool. Yeah, scheduling there as well, scheduling. Pretty cool. Okay, not too bad. Let's get out of that. So I just want to see if there's anything else sort of MX specific before we get into the thing that I really want to take a look at, which is of course the MX Flux. So Synaptic Package Manager is installed out of the box, as well as Samba. So there's MX Fluxbox. We will take a look at that. GDebi, so it has the GUI for .deb files. So if you just want to install a .deb and you don't want to use a terminal, you can do it very easily with this. I can see this actually being quite good for someone who just wants to get going without having to download a load of extra packages. It does seem to have quite a lot here that should cover most users, to be fair. Let's type in desktop a minute. I want to see if there's anything in here. So session startup. No. I thought that you could install additional desktops with MX like quite easily. Let's have a look a minute. MH package installer. Let's have a look at this. Is this what we've already looked at though? Popular apps. Flatpaks, so it's got Flatpaks here. So MX Linux includes this repository of Flatpaks for users' convenience only, and is not responsible for the functionality. Okay, that's not too bad though. That's pretty cool. So it's the FlatHub repo there, as you can see. I think it's just populating this screen, so it's taking a bit of a while. There you go, so that's pretty handy as well. So let's test this out then and see how this all works. So let's search for something like, let's get LibreOffice. I think they do a Flatpak, don't they? Which will be a more recent version of 6.4.4.2. Okay, so how does this work then? We check that box and then we click install somewhere, install. So the following packages were selected, click show details for list of changes. Okay, so I'm not sure if we're going to need to do a reboot for it to actually appear in our applications manager, Whisker, but that's pretty cool, I like that. Can we look at other stuff while that's going? No, it appears that we can't. Okay, so we'll let that install Flatpak. It shouldn't take too long. I do like that though, that's nice and easy to use as well. Saves you going to the FlatHub store or opening up a software manager and having the plugin already there. I do like that. How long is that going to take? Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to edit this panel a bit just to sort of make it a bit more useful for how I like it and see how we can get it all set up. So let's go to items and we're going to move our workspace switcher all the way to the right, just in ahead of our system tray there. I don't usually use quick launchers personally, so we can get rid of these launchers. Let's just press the minus. Okay, that's looking a bit better. There's a bit more space there. Cool. Do I want to do anything else on here? Should we make it a bit transparent? So let's bring both of these down to about 90. Yeah, that'll do. Right, I do believe that's almost finished. It shouldn't take too much longer now. I want to see what's under the popular applications and see if they've got any sort of desktops there ready for you to install. I don't know if I just dreamt it up there, had like a desktop installer. It might have just been an older version that I was looking at. As I said, it's been a long time since we've checked out MX Linux. Okay, so it's on the last one now. Done. So has that already populated our Whisker menu? Let's have a look. So we should have 2 LibreOffices now. So there's LibreOffice and there's LibreOffice. Which one's the Flatpak though? Help. About. So that's not the Flatpak. So let's go back into that. So that was the top one. Let's try this one here. Okay, that looks a bit newer already. Let's have a look. Help and about. There we go. So we have a nice recent version of LibreOffice, all without jumping into anything specific. We just opened up the MS package installer and then we can install all of our Flatpaks from there. That is very cool. I like that indeed. Okay, so we do have a desktop environment section here. So if we expand this, we have a couple of desktops. So which ones do they actually have recommended? We have Budgie desktop, GNOME base, so it's a minimal install of GNOME shell, KDE, so it installs KDE Plasma, LXDE and Mate. That's pretty cool. We might take a look at that as well after we've done the MX-Fluxbox thing, which we're going to do now. So we're going to open up MX-Fluxbox. Let's tell you what, let's close a lot of this as well. Close, close, go away. Okay, so I'm not sure how this actually works, so we're going to have to keep a good eye on it and sort of pay some attention. Okay, so this will install into your home folder components that MX-Flux requires in order to run. Any existing Fluxbox configuration will be backed up. I do like the fact that it backs up everything as well. So we shouldn't have any MX-Fluxbox configuration because we've never done this before. So if we click OK, let's see how long this takes. Okay, very quick, that's done. So to start Fluxbox session, log out, select Fluxbox from the pull down menu in the upper right and log back in. Right, I'm going to stop recording now because I'm going to need to set up the screen and stuff because I'm going to imagine that the XFCE monitor settings won't work for it, so we're going to have to use XR and R in the terminal. So we're going to just click OK for now, and I'm going to pause the recording and we'll be back on MX-Flux in just a moment. So I'll record this part as well actually. So what it wants us to do, I do believe it's this one in the middle, so it's not quite top right like it said, but like you can see here we have a couple of options now. So the default is the X session, we then have Fluxbox and then XFCE session. So we're going to click Fluxbox, type in our password, and then I'm going to have to pause the recording while I set the screen up so it's mirrored. So I'm logged in on here. As you can see, you've got a extended screen, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we're back into it now. So what we did was we done a XR and R current to get the list of our displays that we currently have connected, and then we done the output same as the first one, and then that will give us a nice screen mirror. I don't know if there's a GUI actually installed in here to do that for us, but I thought to save me time hunting around for things, we just do it like that. So we are in the desktop now. So yeah, this is Fluxbox. I've not used Fluxbox too much at all, to be honest with you. So it's going to be a bit of a poke around and see what's what. So we appear to have a nice little dock on the left here with some favorited applications that are pinned. including MX Tools, Funar, Clementine, LibreOffice, Fluxbox documentation. Okay, so we have our own folder with the whole documentation there in user, share, MX Flux and help. So we don't have any sort of X's and minimizers and things, but you're just going to have to sort of use your logic and be like, yeah, that's close. So we also have the terminal there, Thunderbird and Firefox, and then we have exit. So does exit the whole of Fluxbox? We won't do that now, we'll see what that actually does towards the end. So we have like a little bar at the top here. I'm not too sure which bar this is, so I wonder if we can find out whether it's something that just comes with Fluxbox. I do not know. Okay, so we have the whole whisker menu here. Is it resizable? It is indeed, so that's pretty cool. Huh, I like that. So does Fluxbox have Windows snapping and things? Let's open some stuff up and see how we do. And let's see how much RAM we are using while we're in Fluxbox now. So let's not getting any drag and drop of this. What's happened there then? Let's exit this for a moment. Let's open up Funar for a minute. Is that a drag and drop? Yeah, so the Windows title bar seems to have appeared from our terminal there. Disappeared even. Okay, that's rather strange. Let's check our RAM reading. So we're at 700, so it's not massively smaller, but I'm going to imagine when you just boot straight into this, it'll be a lot less. So we'll do a RAM reading of both, we'll compare it. So towards the end, we'll do a fresh boot straight into MX-Fluxbox and see what the RAM is there, and then we'll compare it to the XFCE default desktop environment. Okay, so I'm not sure what's happened with our terminal and why we've not got a title bar on there for the moment, but we won't worry about that for now. So we have workspace switching here, so if you click that, it will then go 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's interesting. We have a clipboard stain there. Okay, let's open some stuff and see how it handles multiple applications then. So let's open up, we won't open up terminal because we just had a problem with that. So there's, okay, so that is traversing across all of the different workspaces. So let's get back to 1. Okay, I can see a bit of tearing in the Fluxbox desktop. That isn't present as far as I could tell on the XFCE though. Doesn't appear to have snapping by dragging and dropping. Can we do anything like this? No. So I wonder if we can have a look at the config for Fluxbox. I don't know where, there it is, Fluxbox. So does it have a standard config file? Apps menu, Windows menu, startup, okay. Overlay, there's quite a few little things here. So here's all your conky stuff as well. So what's in our startup then? What's actually starting up in here? Conky obviously, XFCE screensaver, so it still uses the XFCE screensaver, Pulse Audio. Okay, it's quite interesting, isn't it? So when you open up more than one application, it's going to shrink the size of each title bar, Windows title bar there. So let's open up something else and see how it looks with more than 2 things open. Let's open up Clementine. Okay, so now it's moved smaller, and can we click that to go to different ones? We can indeed. And let's open up one more thing and see how it handles 4 things now. So let's go into the XFCE menu. That is Whisker, isn't it, I think? Let's go for, what should we open? I'll tell you what, let's open up the flat pack of LibreOffice as well. Searching the current, where's Office? There we go. So I'm going to imagine that this one is the flat pack. So it was a double click there. So if we go to help and about just to make sure we're on the flat pack, we are indeed. So there we go, that's with multiple windows all on. Do we have a switcher? We do. So alt tabbing doesn't provide you a dialog that tells you what's going on, but you do have a switcher. Interesting. I think if we spent a bit more time on this, we could actually set it up quite nicely. Does it have right click on the desktop? Let's have a look at that. Let's close all of this now. Can we right click on any of this? We can indeed. So we can close things like that. We also have shade, stick. What's stick do then? So we've just stuck that. What does that actually do? So if we close that, I don't know what that did. Okay, and what else can we do? We can iconify. Let's see how that does things. Ah, so now we have a little icon instead. That's better actually. I think that might look a bit nicer. So let's open up Funar again. Okay, so you have your icons now as well as the Windows titles. And then obviously if you wanted to turn them off, you could just click that again. No? Okay, won't worry about that for now. We have raise lower, set Windows title. So you can do some transparency. So focus window alpha is currently 255 and it's the same as that, but we won't worry about that. We can remember workspaces. Okay, there seems to be quite a lot you can do here, and then we can send to a different workspace straight from that as well. So let's send that to workspace 3 and then go to workspace 3. Okay, cool, that's pretty nice as well. Right, what we're going to do is do a reboot, check the RAM reading on Fluxbox. We'll then do another reboot to check what it is on XFCE, and then we're going to wrap it up there. But so far so good, to be fair. Wonder why I've not looked at MX Linux for so long. Okay, what we're going to do is just jump into a... Do we have any start buttons to reboot anywhere? What about this exit button? Let's see what that does. There we go. So it opened. It looks like the XFCE one. So we're going to go for this one here. Is that doing anything? Doesn't appear to be. Let's try that again. There we go. Right, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so we didn't set the screen mirror up. We won't worry about that for now. We're just going to jump straight into a terminal. And our Windows bar is now actually there where it's meant to be. So as you can see, we're using 400 and, what does that say, 92 megabytes of RAM on the Fluxbox version. We're going to do one more reboot and see what the just standard XFCE version does, and then what we will do is we're going to test out one of the desktop packages and see how that sets things up as well. So let me just go into the login screen just so we can make sure it's defaulting to XFCE. So let's go to logout, and then let's go back up here. We have a different icon there now as well, and go for XFCE session. Let's just very quickly log in. And let's just check HTOP in here. So we are using 551, so about an extra 100 or so megabytes there. Yeah, not bad. Right, what we're going to do is check out one of the additional desktops, and then we're going to wrap it up there. So what was it? MX installer. Is it package installer? Is this the one we want? There we go. So let's go down to the desktop environments. So we have a choice of Budgie, GNOME, KDE, LXD or Met. I tell you what, I'm quite interested in seeing how they set up Budgie. So let's go for install. So this is probably going to take a little while, so what I will do is pause this video once it gets going. So the following packages were selected. Click show details for the list of changes, so there should be quite a lot there. Not too much. So it's installing X-Wayland, Mutter, GNOME stuff. Okay, so let's click OK. And we're going to let that do its business. So I'm going to pause the video now, and then when we come back we'll check out Budgie. Okay, so processing's finished successfully. That didn't take no time at all. So now if we recollapse that, it will now grey out that because it's already installed. So let's log out and then just have a very quick look at the Budgie, and then we're going to wrap it up there. But honestly, I'm very impressed, to be honest. Log out. Alright, let's get onto the screen so you can see us do it. So let's go for Budgie. So like you can see there, we have the Budgie desktop now available. So we're now going to type our password in. We will have to do a quick display mirror because we are currently on an extended display. Let's go to display. Do we have a display in here? Can't see it. Let's go for settings. Okay, so it's using the GNOME settings. Let me just get the display up. Conky is also opening up still. Devices, display, mirror, click apply. And it should be with you. There we go, cool. Right, so it's quite a vanilla kind of Budgie install there. It's using the GNOME settings. Can we change the background to something else? Let's go for that. Okay, my screen's just turned off. Hopefully it comes back. Okay, that background didn't quite work. Let's try something else then. No, it's reset the whole of GNOME as well, so our mirrors disappeared. Let's apply that. Okay, you should be seeing what I'm seeing. Right, the wallpaper setting doesn't appear to be working properly. Let's just jump into the internet and grab a quick wallpaper and see if we can right click and set it like that. Just go for anything. Let's just grab this for now. Download. Cool, all these little pop-up ads. Save image as. Go to pictures. Save. And let's see if we can get that wallpaper to work. So does it have Nautilus now? No, so it's still going to be using Funa, I imagine. Yep. Let me just type in files to see if we do have any other file manager that was installed. No, so just Funa. I wonder how Funa is going to look on here. Not too bad, to be honest. Right, let's go into pictures and see if we can right click set as wallpaper. No, so it's obviously missing a package that would allow us to do that, so we might have to hunt through that at a later date and see if we can get that all working. But there you go, that's installed Budgie nice and easy, apart from obviously it doesn't appear to have the wallpaper things like that working at the moment. It's probably just a package or two that you need to install. I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm not going to try. But yeah, very cool. Do we have Budgie settings? We do, so Budgie desktop settings is there. And then obviously you can do things with your panel and stuff like that. Nice. Right, what we're going to do is log back into the XFCE and we're going to wrap it up there, but it's been a nice little run through, to be honest. So let's log out. Log out. And now let's jump up back into the default XFCE, or is it X session? Let's try X session. And we are back in business. There we go. Okay, cool. That's been MX Linux 19.2. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and also join the Discord. There's a link in the description, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.